Hello?
Okay, hello, hello. What's up?
Yeah, not too much, man. I mean, just was hunting a bit of, what was that, 8 and 9? But, you know,
Okay, great, great.
I just,
9 is epic.
yeah, it's okay. It's an okay map, I think. A lot of things to figure out. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, the campaign is great. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, true. Tough roof it also on map 9. Need to work on that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Also, this slide on 8 is not that easy. And I think
Yeah,
you have
true,
WR in 25, right? And what
yeah,
else?
true. And O3. And O3 as well. After today. That was that took a moment or more than
Nice.
or more than that.
But to be honest, I think the maps feel like, yeah, nations maps. I don't know how to put that, or like state, like united maps. I don't know, but they feel very nice. I really like them.
They do. They definitely do. And many remix this campaign. I actually like it. Many people, you know, told some stuff about being not creative and stuff. I actually disagree. It took a lot of creativity to know how to make fillers and make sure it's like very similar and yet somewhat different. I think it's actually very nice.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, see, I just played the map for the author time. That's it, and author times on the first maps were easy. Okay, let's go on to view, and I download some skins. But yeah, what Raystar and me are doing right now is to break down the replays and check what they are doing. So I'm just gonna... wait. I just wanted to edit.
Prepare to be amazed. Some replays I watched, I was mind blown, even really mind blown, especially the latest one. So also the stream of Saturday, that will be top-notch gameplay there.
On Saturday? Yeah, you mean the last maps?
Yeah, many tricks there, many tricky winners.
Okay, so this is the map here, and yeah, already a lot of things on this map. Already a lot of things on this map. So we can see start very straightforward. Then you do a small wiggle here, as you can see there. It is really important to get that. Wait, because then you go into the upper gear, and you also... Wait, can I go back? And you also get the alignment for the turn, because you do a right-left. Here they're gonna steer to the right, and then to the left, and then they get the like maximum angle for this part here. So this is
and
important.
you really wanna be aligned. You really wanna be aligned for it to be as straight as possible. Like actually, Girsch did it like pretty well. I will focus on his replay here. His replay is basically insane.
From whom?
From Girsch. You can put target 1.
Yeah.
Target 1 is always the world record.
Yeah, Girsch.
Ah, here it's target 5. Okay.
Okay, but I'm just gonna check out Trolley Moly. So it's important, of course, to maximize speed. So they approach from the very left and exit very far left here as well. Then what is really important here as well is that they jump off in an angle that they are aligning their car as much to the left as possible. Because you gear down in the air. You could have seen it here. You see it here, you know? Wait, let me do that one real quick. Ah, man, that's now too fast. Wait a sec. Maybe you can hear it there.
Yeah, they really optimize speed for the exit, basically. You really want to have a great speed for the exit of the map, which means you want to go as much to the right and then as much to the left. To be able to go to your right, you need to land in a pretty specific location, in which basically all of them did it pretty perfectly. That's not very nice to see.
Yeah, okay, so what I was talking about is the gear up before the last part of the dirt. So that's why you also go so far left here, because you want to stop steering in one point here, because you gear up here. You can see it, the lamp there, and you can also hear it. You could have heard it. So you want to land in that way that you don't steer, you don't get the gear bug, and you also align your car as much right as possible, then minimize airtime. And then just this turn is really hard. It can be done full speed. You can also tap release a bit, but you kind of want to do it like that. And then maybe you can understand the ending a bit, because we see different approaches there. But let me actually go into the replay here from Girsch.
Yeah, exactly. So for Trolley Moly, holy moly, he needed to really release just a bit. So Girsch barely released, if any, actually.
He didn't.
Went so
actually.
much to the right, then this, basically, almost full speeding this. So close to the wall, this is insane. This will be tough to beat if anyone does it.
I think we're gonna see someone beating that time, actually.
Maybe, though it's not an easy one. That's already not an easy time to beat. That I can assure you.
Yeah. Also, I mean, you can see it how close he goes to the wall. It's very hard. It's very hard to do that line. I think I got it once or twice, getting it full speed. But it's all about the approach beforehand. Then you also have the start, which is really important because you want to stay here. You know, the map is connected. Every part is connected here. And that's what I really like about this one. Because if you mess up the start, you have a bad entry into the mid part and also into the ending. You know, it's all connected on this one. And I think that this drop is the most important because it's determining where you end up here. And
it definitely is.
How you approach the turn. Then for the ending, we have like a little bit of a left steer because, or a right steer. It depends how your angle is. But with that, you land with your front right or front left tire. Of course, depends in what direction you steer. And then you gently steer to the right, as you can see here, and you get a speed boost. That's how water works. I don't know why, but it is what it is.
It happens almost automatically. Like if you are tilted 30 degrees, I'm not sure who found it, but basically it tilts you the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows why it works that way, but apparently that's water physics for you. So yeah.
But you have to steer
also, what a noob, Gürch almost lost the whole 1000 in the end. No, I'm kidding. His time is sick. His time is really sick.
But still improvable. I mean, there are still some parts to gain, but this map will be hard to beat. Very precise map, and I think a good introduction because it gives an easy to learn, hard to master aspect to the game or to this map, and it's good for pro players and good for casuals.
And also, let's talk about the fact that it's much different than the previous AO1s or technically first maps. Because I would assume that this map is actually tougher than previous O1s in terms of difficulty.
Yeah, maybe
it's short, but it's not really easy. That's the thing. It's not really an easy map.
Yeah, maybe the fall map with the dirt loop, or was it fall? I think so. That one was also hard. Or also
I think you talk about winter. Yeah.
Yeah, winter. That one was also not that easy. But I think it's a good introduction into this one. And let's go to the next map, actually, because we should go to O2. Okay, so we can already see the gaps here, 900ths of a second. I hardly played this map, actually. Okay, we have to download skins again. Wait a sec.
Yeah, this map is basically the first keyboard nightmare map in the campaign. That is not keyboard safe map. Maybe now with key bindings, but this is... The start basically is pain to hunt. That's the thing here.
Okay, so let me go into this one. Okay, so let's follow. So Darklink is here. Let's follow him. So start already no slide into a wiggle, but different approaches here. Darklink is jumping to the right, whereas the others are minimizing their airtime and do a right left just before the before it, and you can see it's faster.
Yeah, it's faster.
But then there's a different line here, actually, from Darklink. But also, again, a very simple map.
Yeah, again, it's a very simple map. You can expect that it's only the second map in the campaign. But yeah, I would say the early approach of landing earlier is much superior, to say the least. You can see how much you actually gain. And if you are able to control your speed, you're going to gain so much out of it. But yeah, nice little second map in the campaign.
Yeah, I mean, there are not so many things to talk about here. The ending maybe, of course, but I was maybe thinking... So this line here, I wanna emphasize this. Because Darklink is so far behind. You can see it. He's 3 car lengths behind, and now he's gonna go for a very, he's not hardly drifting, and that's why he gets the speed also, because he has a better angle. And you can see also the skid marks here. The skid marks were, yeah, they were not there. The others were drifting a bit, and then he was coming closer here. But what the thing is, the others got a better approach because of that prior line. And that's why Darklink is not catching up here. And also this part here, you want to get a good transition. Also minimize airtime here staying on the right, and don't touch the wall. Darkling almost did it, and then
Yeah,
there's
and
some
this
full
is the
speed.
most this is the most important part actually, the approach to the ending, keeping your speed, keeping your stuff, because here you can lose 20 hundreds like easily if you misjudge this.
Yeah.
So yeah, Darkling's approach I would say is it's more consistent, but it's also slower. Like if I were in rounds mode maybe, or a cup mode, or I don't know, like a Grandling map for example, I would probably try his approach because it's so consistent. But it's also slower. It's also slower, and I guess this is kind of it kind of shows. It kind of shows. You can see that.
Yeah. So a few things I also want to add here. Of course, the gear at the start. That's why the map is so pet favorable. Let's say like that. And also the ending. I was thinking that you can maybe go here to the right. You know, or maybe wiggle a bit beforehand, because you have the speed to wiggle. Or maybe do something else. Okay, you cannot ramp cut, of course. But I think you can like approach from there and maybe get some extra kilometers per hour. But maybe you don't get that good ending then. But I think those are things that are coming up very soon, or like will be found, or maybe they've already tried it. It's 7 days into the campaign, so not too long. But yeah, O2, very, very hard map again, concerning the length of it. But I like this one actually.
Yeah, pretty nice map. And nonetheless, of course, start is a bit unfortunate for keyboard players, but still a pretty good map, pretty good introduction, actually, for the physics in the game.
Yep.
So like you would expect, basically.
Okay, let's go to 03.
Yeah. Also, by the way, it's only been 7 days. So world record for 7 days, 7 days here is basically super strong, actually. Nice to see.
Yeah. Also,
unlike unlike my record on the next map, not that strong yet.
Also a map where I think which had not the easiest all the time, if I recall it correctly.
03, maybe. But if you follow like somewhere close to the correct line, you'll most likely get it within a few minutes.
Yeah.
At most.
Maybe you can explain a little bit more on this map. I'm just gonna quickly spectate. Yeah, the WR holder here. Race time.
Yeah, hello. So yeah, this map is it starts basically as a precision map, and there are main like I would say there are 3 main keys to understand this map. So first of all, the start needs to be like super precise, super precise. You don't wanna gain too much airtime. Then speaking of airtime, the second part of the map is basically the big jump. Again, you don't wanna have too much airtime. You wanna have great landing. You also don't wanna get a gear down. That's the crucial part. You don't wanna get a gear down. Sometimes you slow down on purpose to do it. Sometimes you land in a pretty awkward way like I did to make sure you don't have to slow down. That is faster, but also way riskier to do. And for the finish, you basically wanna gain as much speed and momentum as you can. You wanna keep your car as straight as possible. Not that easy to do. It's not that easy of a map. It looks easy, it's not that easy to do. But I would assume that my time is gonna get beaten really soon here. It's not that strong, unfortunately. I would like it to be stronger, but nice map. It's a nice map, and glad to see it in the introduction to the campaign. Very nicely done by nadeo.
But yeah, a lot of things that we have to emphasize on here. You were mentioning that close start here. I mean, everyone is just going very close to the flag. You can see it here. But you have to do that to get yourself the best line. We see a different line here from, I think that is Grish. And you can see it's already a little bit behind by not going as close as the others. Then he of course gets a better approach here, but again, you want to go so close to this part as well, because you want to minimize drifting. So you want to probably drift cancel it here, or you just want to go for a very precise angle. That's what my assumption is. Then here, of course, the like low jump. Do you actually release before that, or don't you?
Really depends on your speed, which is also why you normally want to get basically low speed. You want to get low speed so that you don't even have to release much, that you can basically full speed this. So it really depends on your angle, and that's why most of us go for the inside line in the start. Very close to the flag, hoping to keep our position and momentum.
So you want to just minimize distance travel there. I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. But yeah, actually not much to say about this one. This one is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the gear, and then also the minimize airtime there, and of course not steering too much in the ending because everyone finishes very far to the left in the finish. But yeah, I mean, I think also a good introduction to the campaign. Very like a huntable favored map. A lot of fun can be done on this map, but it can also be very frustrating. Okay, let's.
True.
You still want to say something about that, because I think we are actually, well, I'm actually yeah, not done with this.
That's actually really not much to say about this one. You can only see that Gersh is going for he's basically eating himself a bit farther away so that he's landing a bit awkwardly. And normally you wouldn't like to do that, but in that way he kind of avoids gear downs. So if you know that you're gonna get a gear down, at least land sometimes awkwardly. It sounds very weird to say, like me telling you to land somewhat awkwardly. That's normally not the advice I would give you, but it makes you it makes the second half of the map being possible for you, and you can see how Gersh is coming back strong. It's not enough, but it's definitely something to work with. So
yeah. You don't want to gear up, right? You don't want to hit the 5th gear there before the turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you can see here. He's not gonna get it because of that awkward landing.
So yeah, I would assume that most runs here actually don't die in the first half of the track, but in the second half of the track. So that's the where you actually should be putting most of your efforts, if I would say so. But yeah, other than that, I guess this map is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, indeed.
Let's go to map number 4. Okay, there we go. 4. Boom. Select all, confirm.
Yeah,
Edit.
and the first sausage map.
Yeah, there are a lot of sausage maps. There are a lot of sausages on this
That
one.
is correct. That is correct. Plenty of sausage maps this campaign.
Okay, there
Hugo
we go.
will be happy. Hugo will be happy.
So we see Canery, Trabadia, Patrose, Loco, and Javi Flyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many known names and strong players.
Okay, so I'm just gonna check here. So again, no airtime. Very straightforward starts. Also here, they are swapping. Okay, different line. I think that's Trabadia here. Going for a different line there. Let me actually change the camera.
I think it's slower though. I think it's slower. I try to think if it's anyhow faster, and I don't think it is. I don't think.
No,
I don't
it's
think
not.
it is.
He just has he has just a better approach for the first jump on the map. But even that is not faster because the others are jumping way lower.
Yeah, exactly. And then you need to release anyway.
Okay.
So all of the stuff he got, you now need to release.
I mean that just changed it a little bit.
Actually, now when I look on it again, actually there could actually be something in it. I don't wanna say it's wrong too soon.
It just
actually looking back at it, it actually sounds like looks like it does save some time.
Because he
Potentially,
gets a better approach here. And he also jumps far lower here on this one. But it seems rough because you need to land in such a precise angle to not get airtime on this part here.
True.
And he got it actually really good. He got good speed and actually went up to P1. But then his release timing was a bit off. So you don't want to drift. It's more like a NASCAR map. Then of course minimize airtime there as well. And then just finish. Yeah, also a map that is easy for beginners to finish, but hard to master. But again,
that's what makes a great map, I think. Easy to learn, tough to master. That's basically the principle.
Yep.
But actually, when you see a map like this, you need to think about because obviously in some parts you're gonna gain time, and in some parts you're gonna lose time. So you need to basically do the math, do the thinking actually of what's the most crucial part of the map. And in that map, I think it's pretty clear that the ending is where you need to focus the most of your efforts, basically.
I think you have 2 release points there on this one. So you go like this, then they are approaching it over this part, that they steer to the right there a little bit, that you don't get airtime, or like you just hit it diagonal, let's say like that. So you don't want to get airtime. And then first release to get a good apex, and then here is the second release, but only a tiny bit. And then you can just full burst the turn through. Of course, you want to avoid hitting the line here, else you will get airtime. So the line left to Patrose's car. And then you can just get it very good here in the ending. Then, of course, you want to get a good landing, as the others have gotten it here. Also, Patrose got it really good. And yeah, then the map is just straightforward. But I think this is nowhere close of being maxed. We're still gonna see some improvements here, but definitely a hard map.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see it being improved. I don't think it's gonna be by that much though, because we're already getting some really high pace here.
But
But yeah,
still,
it won't stay. This world record probably is not going to stay. Probably.
yeah. I mean, that's why I mean the time probably only gets beaten by like 300s or something, you know, or maybe 2. But still, on this map, because there's only 2 releases and a precise small start line that you can get into your muscle memory, it can or it will get beaten. That's what I mean with that. So of course the time is very strong. It's WR, it's top 5. But especially this part here. I feel that you can really gain time here by not getting any airtime. And maybe even get a better approach from a more left approach here or something like that. That the apex gets a little bit later. I don't know.
Yeah, we will need to talk more about the timing and about where exactly can you push more of your speed. And I'm pretty sure this is not done yet. This is pretty much not done.
And
And
maybe
also for the next map, I would say the same. I guess the next map is also gonna be beaten pretty soon. Pretty soon.
yeah, okay, one more thought on this. Maybe even clip the white thing here with your front right tire. Get yourself a 4-wheel landing and then maybe you have more speed. I don't know if this is possible or not, but that just
I
was...
actually didn't think about it, but now when you say it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because there was that bug by nadeo where you basically got extra speed, but now actually they removed it.
Mm-hmm.
So without the bug right now, with the new update that cancels the bug, I'm not sure if it's faster though. Like it was definitely faster before. Now I'm not sure, but could be an
Yeah.
idea. Could be an interesting idea. So I'll definitely give you that. I'll try it.
Maybe it's
And yeah,
faster. We don't know.
so should you. So should you. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I will hunt the campaign a little bit more this time because the maps are really good. But let's go actually to the first remake, which is 5.
Yeah.
5 is the first remake. Select all, confirm, edit. Boom. Let's download the skins and I'm eating an olive. There we go. Okay, so we see Dobby, Aragon, then Putstu Pito Bako, Aragon.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, who's that?
I'm not sure. Could be someone trolling us, but yeah, Rotaker here is going strong. He lost a bit in the end though, which we will see shortly, if I can recall. But nonetheless, he has a good time and a pretty good start. You can see it directly if you focus on him right now. He's that white car on the left right
Oh
now.
my.
Okay, saw that trick he did? Look at the speed, man. Look at the speed he got from it. Crazy. He's just basically leading the pack easily. Without even trying much.
That's great.
Now, yeah, light apex there. Light apex there. Very nice. Kind of an unfortunate ending though. For him. Could go for a faster line. I think he lost just a bit there. But nonetheless, a very good time.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't think someone will go for that speed slide. Seems to also be faster here. That's nice.
You mean the speed side in the left turn, right?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know for sure if it's possible also in this campaign, because it's a remake and the finish is a lot closer, I think. But looks like he actually gained. He actually gained from it. So it looks like, yeah, it does pay off. But you need to be very precise. You need to be body precise. So yeah, that's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, so I really like this map. It's CO5 or is it BO5? What map was that again? CO5, right? Or
that is B15.
B15, yeah. Sorry,
That is B15, yeah.
Yeah. I was a bit confused because I was thinking about 05. What map could 05 be? But of course.
No need to be sorry. There are plenty of remakes this campaign. Easy to get lost, you know.
But yeah, I mean, on this map, it's of course, the start is really important to minimize airtime as much as possible. Rotaker went for a beautiful line that gets a lot of tilt and a low jump into his car. So he goes into the lead, has a lot of speed, but of course then the right turn is really hard to control. Then we have this part. What is different on this map is that the dirt is a bit, you can see it's like elevated a little bit so that you can bounce here, so you don't want to get any airtime, and also here you want to stay as much right as possible to get yourself the best left-hander possible on this one. Then also hold your gear, don't drop into a third gear here, and then also minimize airtime here as well as steering. Don't steer too much, try to SD but don't oversteer, and also get yourself no airtime on this approach, because if you approach from the middle you get a little bit of airtime and then go for another wiggle into a left right that your back wheels land early and you get a good approach, or your left side of the car lands earlier. That's what I mean. and then you get just a good approach for the ending, a lot of speed, then I think the SD there. Boom.
And I also think this player got, even without the speed slide, he got the best end out of everyone.
Yeah.
Basically by doing exactly the principles you said, you know, avoiding airtime. Time spent in the airtime is basically time not spent being on the ground, which is bad. So that's the main, like almost the first rule of the game that you should know, guys.
Yeah.
If you are kind of new to the game, that's definitely something that you should follow.
So I think the most critical part after the start, of course, if you get a good start, is this turn here. Because you can lose your gear by either bumping or overstay here or get a wrong alignment. So if you overstay here, you will lose your gear. You will drop down. And you can see everyone is going so close to the wall to just minimize steering and get a good apex. But yeah, good map. Good map, yeah.
Indeed. And also speaking of apex, by the way, guys, sometimes being close to the walls is not enough. You need to know exactly if you should go for early apex, middle apex, which is called also geometric apex, or late apex, just like in actual racing. And in that kind of map, you actually want to go for the late apex. Because if you go for the early one, if you go for the early apex, you're basically gonna tilt too much, and then you're gonna, and it's on dirt, you're gonna lose plenty of grip and plenty of speed. So you really wanna aim for that late apex, so that you have to turn just a bit less, and then, just like this guy did, late apex, almost taking this as a straight line, and look how much speed he actually got out of it. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And so should you do, guys.
Yeah, and also nice ST here, you can see it. He's catching up.
Yeah.
So hopefully that we see something of that, maybe an SD, and also a combination of the start from Road Taker and the SD, and then maybe even a better entry into this left turn, because I think that every player got a little bit bumpy. Of course, very precise line, but I think there's still some time to gain. Not a lot, but still some time. So this track is definitely not maxed. Or like I can still see 0.1.
Time is already kind of strong, I would say, kind of strong.
Yeah, but you can still see.
It's not gonna be easy to beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much more to say about this map player for me. I don't know, can you say anything more about this one? I think it's pretty straightforward, just like the original map, I guess.
Mm-hmm. True that. Let's go to 06.
Yeah, the number 2 map of being scared to play this with keyboard.
Okay, so I already know the start. Oh man, playing this map was interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead here. Boom, there we go.
So start is pretty unfortunate if you're a keyboard player. But luckily for us guys, there are now key bindings which help you control. And actually I think if you don't know which tip to take from this little analyzing, this breakdown of the campaign, take this small tip, because this is the one that will help you the most. I actually talked to Dabi here on this map, because I didn't understand the start, and he was the world record at the time, and he's a keyboard player. So I told him how did he do it, and of course he used keyboard bindings for this, and he actually starts with 1, moved to 3, and then moves to 5. He uses 3 different key bindings to control the first turn. So I assume that many here don't actually know what key bindings are. I think that's that's for you to explain, Turbo.
Okay, so key bindings allow you to steer in a certain percentage. So if you, I think I was pressing num0 and then a key. Oh no, if you press, like you steer to the left key and then the key binding itself. So let's say I press 3. You know, I'm steering it in 30% instead of 100% because it's only possible to steer 100%. But I think you can bind that to every key, but I think the default setting is the num key. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But
yeah, it depends on your keyboard. For me, it's like a 0. For most players, I would say it's a 0, the default one.
Okay, so you have to press those buttons, and then of course also the respective, the respective part where you want to go in the respective direction. I wanted to say direction, for fuck's sake, man. The respective direction for it. So it is good, and of course it has brought a lot of controversy because you can now have a certain amount to steer in, rather than it's being, like, for example, a pad, I can like feel, but it will be 71 instead of 70% or 73, and then I maybe slide out. So it's actually good for keyboard players, but of course hard to utilize it. But in a hunting session, then you just have your muscle memory. Okay, then I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this. So you don't have to adapt. So it's not for, like, let's say, learning competitions, but it's for good for maps that you've already hunted or you're right now hunting.
Yeah, I can basically sum this up for you guys. Basically, this is it's not a new secret. It's pretty known. It's a known fact that keyboard and pad, unfortunately, does have some sort of differences. You know, there is a gap between keyboard and pad, and for years pad used to be superior, and right now I would say it still is. But the gap is shrinking. And many pad players are, of course, not happy about it. But yeah, that's a whole topic which I don't know if we should get into. That's up to you, Turbo. But basically for this map you want to start with 1, which is 10% steering, then move to 3, which is 30% steering, and then move to 5, which is 50% steering. So plenty of ideas in the first turn there, just to keep your grip, to keep your speed, to be able to complete this turn like all pet players do. Then continue this normally.
Yeah, it's something, but on this map there are not too many parts. There's only common sense. Minimize airtime, then the wiggle here to get a lot of speed. Go for this part. Also cutting off, that is really important probably. Cutting off the penalty grass here that you would have gone over to initially. So go for this one. Land with your front left wheel, like Muda did, and get a good approach for the ending. Get raid apex, do it full speed, and then finish. Boom. Another wiggle there as well. But yeah, I mean, the action keys were very controversial, but I think they're fine actually, because if you play with bad, you know when to no slide or whatever, you know. It's just in your muscle memory. And as a keyboard player, you just have to press a different button, and this can really mess you over. So I think it's fine for me actually. I don't have any problem with it. What do you think about it? And hello,
I definitely love it. I still haven't been able to utilize for it to, you know, if that's the correct term, I'm not sure. To basically, you know, gain any advantage from it. I'm still quite new to this, just as well, like you guys, I would assume. But yeah, it's nice to see like very small differences in between pad and keyboard here at the top. That already means it's pretty much working on its way.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, that's a very nice map to start and try this out, and definitely do it myself, especially for this season when it's quite a new thing. And also you can probably see that just like Turbo said, landing on your front wheel, your front left wheel, or actually 2 wheels even, on your side, is gonna let you have so much more boost and more speed. That's definitely thing you wanna go for. And another thing that you should definitely know, I don't think actually Mada gonna hold this time here. Maybe it's gonna improve a lot, but actually his end was a bit wide. He could have gotten a speed like if you currently can spec them actually. His end was just a tiny bit too wide. You could have gone more narrow and still make it to the finish. So you could technically snipe him right near the finish when I see it right now. So yeah, guys, hope this motivates you to snipe Mada.
I mean, Muda got a different approach. He just exited a little bit more to the left. And then he steered in a little bit too late to the right, as you can see here. Because of the front left landing. He got an awkward landing there, and the others had a better ending. But with that, I think with a mixture of both lines, Muda's line is more superior. Because he just hits the apex way better. You can see he's going over that part, slowing down a bit. Okay, maybe this is killing it. But he's just finishing, or he's just going way early onto that CP and gets a better line. So I don't know. I think it's, again, a mixture of both lines. There's no right or wrong. What suits you better, but you can also see the speed. But of course, due to the speed that Muda has in the ending, he has more speed there, or just a more momentum to the other direction. He finishes more in the other direction.
True, and you got to also look at the directions exactly. And now Dub is going to drive straight to the finish, and Mada is still tilting.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means that actually he lost some speed. So yeah, mixture of both lines would be optimal. Perhaps more on the scale to Dubby's line instead of the Mada line, if that's how we can call it. But basically takes Mada's start, kinda, combine it with Dubby's end, and then you get yourself a nice new world record. Sure, of course, it's only hypothetical and very tough to do. But I assume it will be done.
I think so as well. But yeah, I mean, good map. The ending is a lot where you can lose time. But there's no danger of you hitting the free wheel block. You just jump over it so far. So don't worry about that. Maybe, what do you think if Moda didn't steer too much to the right there in this part because he lands tilted? If he finished like straight and don't land like that, would that be a faster time?
I think it would. I think it would by like up to 400s. But of course, it's very, very tough, and it would require a narrow line, and it would require him to also exit it more on the right after that early landing on the grass. So
Yeah.
many things were needed to be done differently, and it's pretty tough to do in real time. But yeah, I guess not much more to say from me on this map. But the next map is basically the first roll map of the campaign. Next map is the first roll map.
Was 7, right? Yeah. Select all.
Yeah.
Confirm.
Expect some interesting cut there, which looks easy, but I can show you it's not easy to do.
Okay, so actually, fun fact to this one, I was having someone in my chats. It was Space Lauch going for it and saying, "Yo, this might be a cut possible on this map." And I was actually thinking, yeah. Okay, my initial idea, I'm just gonna skip it before, was just to flip here. Yeah, to flip, skip the reset, and then go ahead. But what you actually do, you get a zoop off of that. You get a zoop off of that block here. So you can see it here. You get so much speed, and then you just finish the map normally. Don't get airtime. I think you even break there before you enter this part. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then just finish the map normally. Maybe you can say a little bit more about that, but that was my mindset about this one.
Yeah, so basically you can the start could be done a normal way, which of course is slower because there are cuts now. Then you can go for the flip cut, which Turbo mentioned, and then get some nice style points, guys. But unfortunately, style points don't give you world records.
Yeah, it's not faster.
It's not faster. So yeah, you would like to have the Ariza line. That's how you're gonna call it, I guess. The Ariza line, which is so much faster, but also so much tougher to do as well. So yeah. Actually, Arizel was second in the start. Arizel was second. He cut off a mistake done by the first player, which is, yeah, hella fast gamer.
Cabby, is that right?
So that's how you want to do the start, obviously. Look at the speed he gets. It's insane. But after this turn, his landing, if I can recall, was super unfortunate. And now he landed too high. He's going to lose speed. Arizel going to overtake. Yeah, I remembered it correctly. And yeah, unfortunate for him. But I would assume that, like the previous maps, fight is not over yet. Definitely battle is not over.
But you can see Ariza gets a way better alignment to this one. Also can steer earlier, accelerates earlier, and then Cabby just gets a weird exit and has no speed to work with here. Both going for wiggle to minimize airtime, maybe also a thing that you have to bear in mind. Then of course steering as much as possible. Ariza goes for a very direct approach, goes over the penalty dirt. Not the best apex for him in the ending, so there's still a lot of time on this map actually.
Yeah, exactly, and looks how much he actually did the finish pretty correctly. When you have less speed, you really want to steer less. Knowing that you lose speed any moment, you don't want to add to the destruction of your speed, basically. So he saved it pretty nicely in the end, and that gave him the win. And also, thank you for reminding me, I forgot this guy is Cabby. Yeah. Hella fast gamer, yeah. Definitely hella fast gamer. I guess that suits him.
That suits him very well. So, interesting map. The start cut is not easy, but how you want to initiate is it's a left-right before it. So you can see here, or like a right-left. And then you want to steer to the right here again, and to the left. It's like super weird. You have to get a feeling for it. And then you want to get a zoop. Then you can already see players braking here. And also here, into this part, you maybe want to release or brake. But you don't want to get the reactor boost up effect that you jump off, because then you run instead.
True, and also the idea of getting reactor boosts, to basically skipping reset blocks, it's not really new. It was here also in the previous seasons. If you only played some of these maps, like for example it was Spring 13, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. On the previous season, basically the same idea, the same exact idea. You skip the reset block, you keep the reactor boost, especially on dirt, you keep accelerating, you keep having so much more speed, and then basically you yeet and overtake everyone. So just the same, but same thing, different map, basically.
Yeah, but again, this shows how vulnerable a map is when there's a reactor boost on there. But I think this one was intentionally done. You cannot say me that you put this one there and you think, oh, okay, yeah, we didn't know about that. I think this was intentionally done, to be honest.
Yeah, speaking of which, a message to Nadeo, please stop putting these blocks at the start, thank you. Obviously, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess we're not the guys to call that. That's their job, obviously.
yeah, I mean, interesting map, annoying to hunt, but if you get it, it's a nice feeling. But let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next map.
Yeah, which is actually another troll map, and especially 08. 08 has always been a troll map, guys. A LoL map.
Yeah.
So right now it's still a LoL map, but of a different nature.
And
Which Turbo will soon show you, probably.
I played it a bit. I mean, I only got top 150, but I only played it for 10 minutes. But definitely a map that is not easy. So there were some things that I want to focus on this one. And this is, yeah, especially the fact, the start. Very keyboard-friendly start.
I hope you're joking.
Yeah, of course I am. I mean, so what you want to do here at the start is you want to smooth steer, and then you could have seen it here from Techie. He is opening up his steering. That his car is gearing up. So you don't want to get that gear shift. Then steer to the right, but not like 100% land 90 degree, because your car is still affected by the icy tires. And if you oversteer, so if you land at a different angle, like in an over, like, what angle is that? Like 70, 60, 70 degrees, something around that. If you land in a 80 degree angle, your car is sliding out. Because you want to then full steer in, and then tap brake twice, counter steer, and get yourself the upper gear and the good amount of speed. And don't touch the checkpoint. There are so many things that you have to get here. Then of course a good angle for the ending, and then just bob it into the bobsleigh and into the finish. That's what I figured out on this one.
So many little tricks there, actually. So many little tricks, of course. From smooth steer at the start, to ice not moving too much, basically going to the middle of the ice. Then whatever that is, guys, basically avoiding oversteer, avoiding understeer. If you don't want to get out of the turn, or basically you actually want to get out of the turn alive, you don't want to get thrown out with your car, make sure to be kind of close to 90 degrees. If you're gonna have too much, then basically you're not gonna make the turn. And in the other case, if you have too little of a turn there, you're basically still gonna make it, but you're basically gonna make it to the next available wall instead of the completion of the turn, which is also something to avoid. And then that little wiggle trick actually on the dirt, which I think we didn't cover. So right after the jump there, of course you have a lot of speed, you wanna accumulate even more speed, and then a nice bobsleigh to the finish. So pretty nice map, and the low nature of a map. So pretty suits the 08 nature we've seen so far.
Yeah, I like it. So one thing that maybe is important here again is the entry into the bobsleigh. You want to minimize airtime, so stay as much right as possible. Then also don't stay too much on the bobsleigh, because you need, if you steer, you lose a lot of speed. So what you want to do is just a small left tap to align your car to the left, as much left as possible. You don't want to stay between the blue and red line, because else you get a bad landing and you will slide out, or you will just not make it. Then tap to the right just a little bit, and then let the rest do the thing. Maybe even counter steer if you did it too much. But then just steer to the right and do 2 brake taps, and then you just get speed. That's the thing that I can add from that, what you've said.
Yeah, exactly. And also don't, like you said, a little steer, which I can't stress enough how important it is. If you oversteer this, if you do too much to your right after the ice turn right there, you won't be able to finish them up, or you're gonna finish this very, very awkwardly, not with a good one. So very, very smooth, very gentle movements there, very small steer, and then you will be able to complete it, hold some nice speed. Hopefully don't bonk the next checkpoint. If you have too much speed, you can actually bonk the checkpoint. Try not to do that, guys. And yeah, I think that would be it for this map, unless you've got, of course, something more to say.
Okay, so there's a question. Why do you need to double tap brake? Can you explain? Yeah, that's Trackmania again in a nutshell. So you just gain speed with that. I don't know the explanation, but I think it's due to the icy tires that you have. Because you know you initiate a bug slide without braking. So you do that bug slide without braking. And if you then... Okay, I'm gonna try to explain it. If you then brake... so usually if you brake on ice, your car is getting a tighter angle. Here it is that your car is just accelerating, because it tries to get the tighter angle maybe, but then you just accelerate. I don't know why that is the thing, but something around that. I cannot really explain it. Maybe you have an idea about that.
I actually barely play this map, to be honest. It's the map I play the least. I think it's even my worst map in the campaign. So I don't think I can add much, at least right now here. But actually, I see Semifying here in the chat, which is basically the world record holder, I think, right?
Huh?
I guess he may share some tips with us on this one actually. But if I had to guess, then like Turbo said, first step to basically start the grass slide movement, the drift dirt bug. And then second one, perhaps to have just a little less speed to make sure you don't bonk the checkpoint. But again, that's a pure guess. I didn't play it much, so I don't know. And just a pure assumption.
Yeah, so nice time, Sami, here, actually. So I was only joking by saying what a pleb. Of course, this time is, yeah, I think one of the most optimized time that we have. And also one thing that I was focusing on the run. You actually look how late he steers in. He's on the ground, and then he just lets his car slide here. And then he steers in gradually, does the trick, and then he no-slides down this part here. He no-slides here. And then wiggles. That's one thing that I figured out. That's why he got so much more speed. Better angle, better approach, was holding the gear and initiating the right slide a little bit later.
Yeah, I think this run is very, very strong. This won't be an easy map, easy one to beat, basically. Only thing I would probably do different here, if I tried it like hard, perhaps trying to land just a bit more to the left. Maybe it's better. Still trying to keep the speed. Other than that, looks pretty much starts to get optimized. Yeah, so very nice.
Good time. And I think you also released a bit. Probably to hold the gear. But let me listen to that again.
Yeah, by the way, I see that he wrote, I can reveal the secrets. Please do, man.
Yeah, please do. I mean, it's a very, very, like, it looks like a simple map, but it's so, like, you can see it in your ending. Your ending is so great. It's such a good ending. With that no-slide line, you look at the speed that you accumulate. Just look how much more speed you have. Like, it's incredible.
And they actually wrote to us, you need to slide a lot on the dirt to remove the ice on your tires. That may explain the second tab break, the red tap. But yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward. Can't say a lot more about this map. So, you know, on most 08s so far, we've seen many little surface changes. So that's just the same. From ice to dirt to ice to dirt to ice. That's pretty much like a little game there that Nadeo did. Pretty suits the 08 feel that I got from a previous campaign, so that is definitely nice.
No, I agree. So yeah, there are so many things on this map that can go wrong. Actually, it's incredible. But yeah, let's actually go to the next one, because we could like talk hours upon hours about this particular map.
True. Even the bobsleigh, itself is very interesting. Yeah. But again, not much to say. Let's indeed pass to the next track.
I think I'm gonna try that one later. I'm gonna try this map later, because I did like top 150 in no time. So I think I can do a good time.
That's potential. That's definitely potential.
Yep, I think so as well. Okay, now let's go to 09. Select all, confirm. Yo, thank you, Sami, and also thanks for joining in, man. Nice time, and yeah, hopefully,
nice time indeed, man.
Hopefully you can improve if your time gets beaten, because this time is really hard to get beaten. But yeah, let's take a look here. We have 09, and there are only 300 of a second between 5th and 1st record. Wow.
Yeah, insane already. This is such a high level already in the campaign. So early on, crazy. Only been a week so far, so that is top-notch Trackmania tier gameplay, if I could say so myself.
So I've played this map a little bit as well, just when you joined. But maybe you can take it over here. I'm just gonna follow Amaterasu for the first run.
Okay, so I'll try to explain this map. Basically, I guess some of you know Fiddler on the Roof, basically. So instead of Fiddler on the Roof, this is basically hit the roof and hope for the best. That is pretty much how this map is built. It's all for getting a very good angle to hit the roof for the end. Make sure your car is getting tilted the right ways and down. Not over drifting this turn, you wanna really keep the speed. Do the roof hit quite nice like they did, and then go straight and with good speed into the finish. So yeah, and of course with a good no jump start. You wanna have a nice no jump start, of course. Like we said, less airtime, more time on the ground, keeping control and grip. Less, yeah, that's actually this map is pretty straightforward. Like anything else you wanna add? I think this one is pretty simple actually.
So you were talking about the no jump, but there's also the nose down. Okay.
Ah, true.
So,
Indeed.
can you explain how to low jump? Yeah, okay, so you have to get that no jump that Tal was talking about beforehand, because with that, you get the sufficient amount of speed, because if you don't air brake here, I think you don't air brake here, then your car is like getting a little bit of a, your nose is going up, and because that your back tires are touching beforehand, your nose is going down again. That's why your nose is going down here. So important again here to air brake or not air brake. You can also go for that. As we can see, Arizona is not doing that. I think it's local player. Who was that? I think it's Sika, yeah? Stika, I mean.
Yeah, there are different approaches. You can basically do the air brake, get the nosedive, and have just a little bit less speed but more control over your car. And that could also be vice versa, the other way around. You could potentially, of course, get a nice nosedive, having much more speed, but then less control over your car. So that's basically, you need to think what's faster here. I'm not entirely sure I know actually what's faster here. It's really, really close. As you can see, it's 0.03 of a second between everyone. I'm not entirely sure what's faster yet, but I guess we will see for sure during the next parts of the season.
Okay, I think you actually air brake here, but you tilt your car in this direction, that you just get a very, very like particular line and then get a nosedive. What is important then, to not get an auto drift afterward, just get some skids, a good approach for the ending, then do a nice drift and then get as much speed as possible, get a good approach here as well, and then just go into the finish. I mean, there's not a lot of time to gain here. I'm like top 600 and I'm top 0.4 or 0.3 behind. So definitely a map that is easy to hunt, because there's only like 2 or 3 important parts on this track.
Yeah, of course, that just the fact that it's only 2 parts doesn't mean it's gonna be easy to beat, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But it's easier to hunt. It's easier to hunt because, of course, you don't have to optimize too many parts. It's only 2 parts eventually. Learn how to do both of them, and then you can have yourself a nice little time. Or a nice big time, perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah, so start really important also to go very far to the left here, because then you just get the good approach over this part, get a good apex here, because else you just land too early and get a bad apex and exit somewhere like very left to that checkpoint here. So like very, very left, you don't want to do that. You want to exit as much or as close to the green part here as possible, that you can see that you get a good approach, then go very wide here for a good apex, and then just get as much speed as possible into the finish. Then air brake accordingly, minimize airtime, and then finish. That's how the map goes.
Yeah, and I actually saw someone making a mistake here. That's interesting. I saw someone basically air braking after the roof hit. I don't know why I will actually do that, because actually it's better not to air brake, as far as I know, after that, because basically your nose is going down, which means you're gonna land sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course you wanna land sooner and gain speed sooner.
But you
that
can
of
also...
course, unless you're gonna have your car being so tilted you're gonna flip, but I don't think that's the case. So he could potentially even snipe some more positions here.
I think so as well. Was that Scrappy? No, Scrappy didn't air brake, and he got good speed. But I think it's only some hundreds. If you slow, you need to air brake, right? No.
It wasn't Scrappy, I think, but of course on such map a few hundreds is is basically everything. You can snipe the world record with a few hundreds. I don't think this world record is going to stay, but who knows? Who knows? This already gets pretty strong pace already after 1 week. Pretty crazy to see actually.
Yeah, but also very, very close map here. So yeah, I mean it depends. So the thing is, if you jump, how can I say that? If you're slow, you have to air brake. If you're slow, you hit the thing later, right? If you're fast, you hit it earlier. So they can do the math. If you hit it later, then I tend to not air brake. If you hit it later, if you hit it early, I mean, then you have to air brake because you get that, what Tal said, that you actually hit it when you don't air brake, that you don't get a smooth transition, I think. That's like my take from it.
So many things to optimize. Of course, the speed for the finish, very important. You can see people having more pace than others. Of course, here it's very close because it's the top 5, but you could snipe many players right there. Also for the nose jump, and most importantly for the middle part. Middle part here is where most people will gain or lose their time. So the nose down, doing it pretty good, having that nice tilt, moving to the right, just like we see right now. Then very small drift, and then hard left and a nice roof it. But yeah, I think we pretty much covered it. This is pretty much of an easy map to cover.
I think so as well. And yo, Pressure, what's up? Nice seeing you.
Yeah, and the next one is actually also a remake. Next map is also a remake, which is nice to see. Second remake already in the campaign. Technically third. Actually, we didn't say that, guys. But 09, I didn't know if you noticed it, Turbo.
BO6.
It's pretty, yeah, BO6, exactly. It's pretty similar to BO6. Of course, it's not accurate. It's not the exact idea. But in both maps, you actually have a roof it. I wonder if nadeo actually planned it. I think they did.
I think they
pretty much did.
I think they did.
Nice idea there. And yeah, that is actually, you want to say it yourself, Turbo?
This one here? This one is also a remake, yeah?
So, yeah, of course.
It was a map that was one of the first task maps in Trackmania. In Trackmania Nations, maybe you remember that. What was the... What map was that again?
That was B10. That map is B10.
Okay,
B10
now I have
race.
the B10. I see.
Yeah. So Demon here is the world record with the orange car. Actually, not with the fastest start pace. So you could potentially snipe some more hundreds here. And Yvonne is the best start player, purple car, but not the best finish. Not the best finish. So combine both of the lines and also maybe my line here, with currently top 4, I think. And then you get yourself a nice little time.
So we see a very poor start here actually from a bad luck, or bad luch.
Yeah, bad luck had some bad luck.
Oh wow.
Looks like that, yeah. But yeah, he actually came back kind of strong. Still yeah, far behind though.
Nice NASCAR map actually. It's yeah, you don't want to drift here, you want to release or just go full speed in the ending, which is the ending is easier than in the other B10 version. But yeah, important factors on this map. Of course, start is straightforward. You can see that. And yeah, let's actually ban that guy.
Actually, start is not exactly straightforward anymore. It took me some time to understand that, but you actually want to go for a little tilt at the start. You basically want to initiate a nosedive, because normally start is pretty straightforward, but you want to land earlier. So how do you land earlier? You initiate a nosedive. And how do you do that? A very quick left, right movement before entering this uphill, landing just a bit sooner. No one of us did it perfectly, unfortunately, in our times, so that could be improved. Then landing very fast with that nosedive, and actually going right pole. Right pole is very important here. They did a little mistake here by going left pole. That's actually slower. And then keep your speed going very narrow here. Try to go like this basically, not losing your speed, having much more speed to this section, releasing very on the right timing. Early release here, very important, and early going to the right. I lost my speed in the end, and then I got overtaken by both of them. But very interesting map. I think we'll see better times here, and already very strong world record by Demon. I can tell you that. I tried to snipe it for like 2 streams, didn't do it already. Very strong record. Very strong record.
Looking really good. I mean, I'm just checking it out. Going for a late air brake, gets a lot of speed, and then the thing is, you wanna like use the most possible amount of space on this map. You can see it's not connected, but you can go so far to the left here. You can go so far to the left and initiate the right turn and then release. Get it really good, and then important again to release before you're in the air. And then get, of course, the good ending line. Demon jumps so far to the left, actually, gets so much more speed. But, of course, this ending is harder to control. But there are a lot of things that can be optimized on this map, but Demon start. Holy shit, that is really good.
Yeah, true. And also there's another reason why actually jumps to the left. Of course, you want to have a speed to the finish. That's kind of, you know, kind of expected. But there's also another reason. You won't be able to complete the finish if you're too far to the right, especially with such speed. So what do? How do you get yourself enough space and speed to get to the finish? The only way in which you can make it, which Demon did, which is also super risky, is jumping just a tiny bit to the left, and then, of course, while releasing, and then straight right jump, not touching the grass. Very, very important to not touch the grass there and still make it. And maybe right pose here would be enough. Would be also a good idea, but I think actually left pose is still faster.
There's so many things on this map, actually.
Yeah. And also one more thing I forgot to add. Another important thing of going right pose, there's that little, if you can go back, there's the little bump right there. There's that little bump, you really want to avoid it. You really want to use it to your advantage. You really want to avoid it at all costs, not over jump it. So this part here,
Camera, hello?
kind of have to see it from that perspective though. Can you wait? Yeah, exactly. Show it light way. Maybe perhaps on 10 speed. Here, 10 speed. Okay, here. This little thingy right there. It doesn't look that important. It looks like only a tiny bump there, guys. But this tiny bump is basically your lifesaver on this map, because that is basically what will give you a no jump. It will give you more speed. Then you can keep it up, of course, for the next upcoming turns until the big turn. And before you know, you basically gained yourself like a whole 10s here, which may not sound like much, but when you hunt for a world record here, it's a lot. It's a lot. You can't even do it without it.
Yeah, look
so of course, everyone on the top 5 did it pretty well, guys.
Yeah, everyone had a great line there, actually, in this part. But yeah, a lot of things to talk about this one. Looks very simple, this map. Very straightforward. But release timing is key here, and also the angle and what you want to do here. So nice map, but I think I can still see like 0.05 on this map, or maybe even 0.1.
0.1 here? No, that's not gonna happen.
maybe they found something. Maybe a speed slide somewhere. I have no idea.
I will eat my head off. I will eat my head off, man. If someone does 0.1 here, I would already be shocked with. I would guess it would end on 0.3. You can write my bet down, guys. 0.3 will be the final. And also one thing that we didn't cover, the tilt before this turn, which Yvonne is doing, it's so much faster. You wanna get as much tilt as you can without car flipping. So look how much he got from it. If you can actually come back and show it, he got so much speed of this compared to Demon, overtaking it because of this little thing. So right here, Demon is passing him. He's going for the tilt, maximizing his speed. And look at the speed he actually got. Amazing amount of speed. Unfortunately, of course, he lost some speed here, so Demon took all of it back, coming back strong. But yeah, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done.
Okay, this took some time. Who's Yvonne?
Yeah, Yvonne is the purple card.
Yvonne. Oh my god, fresh.
Wait, it's Evan, not Yvonne? I pronounced it wrong, man.
It's Evan, yeah, not Yvonne.
Well, I pulled an oopsie doopsie, guys, but good to know. Good to know. Okay, Evan then, Evan, okay.
Yvonne. I was like, okay.
Wrote that down, okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I already see the comments. Who's Yvonne? Okay, guys.
Okay, let's go to 11. So 5 more maps. 5 more maps we have. Now we have map number 11. I'm bad with numbers, so I forgot what map that is here. But oh, it's this one. Okay, I see.
Yeah, another sausage-based map. Took me 1 second to actually remember the map as well, because I didn't play it much yet. But very, very interesting map.
There we go. So already seeing the names, we have a lot of tag players. So let's go ahead into the first run. So another sausage map. I did the start wrong. I can already say that.
I think we at the start all kind of did it. So yeah. Actually, is Botaker first place here? I think you did it. I normally put target first on first place. You put target first on 5th. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains it. But yeah, hopefully a strong season for my team, from Team Taro.
Yeah, they're looking...
let's hope for that.
Incredible. So what I did here at the start is actually go to the right. You know, go to the right here. And then do a good transition for this one to set up this drift already. But what they did is that they like went very tight. And then just tap brake here. Not get as much airtime. But we see different lines here as well. We see different lines on this part. So I wanna let me take a look into Flyer. The no-lops driver. Okay, so he gets a way better apex than the others. He gets it a bit later by the looks of it, and then he
Yeah,
is,
and he also drifted more though. That's unfortunate because of course it looks better because he was closer to the wall. But of course, being closer to the wall doesn't always mean you're gonna come out with the stronger hand, you know.
but
So yeah.
he gets a better approach actually. He gets a better approach for it, and I think that this is pretty good for him for this part actually. That he he's way more to the left. You can see it here, and I think that's maybe
Yeah, of
better.
course, he's gonna gain more speed. Question is, isn't it too late right now? Because others are so much in front, which I think they actually are. So, of course, if he had a few more meters, of course, this line would be superior. But the thing is, it isn't the case.
Mhm.
So far, he actually. Okay, so actually, never mind. Don't mind what I said. He actually just lost some grip there.
Yeah.
Unfortunate grip loss, but other than that, his line was pretty well lined there.
Yeah, actually, not that bad.
Yeah, but actually, if this start looks familiar to you, it kind of resembles the Spring 21 map from the previous campaign. Just a tiny bit, nothing too spectacular, but
Yeah, I see what you mean.
this little approach, yeah, the precision line there, and then and this part exactly resembles I think it was Winter 24, if I can recall. So it looks like a mixture of maps from previous campaigns in the corners.
Yeah, I mean,
Very interesting to see.
I'm not the biggest fan of this map because it's tech, but I think once you get the flow on this map, it's great. Then also jump very, very far into the ending. But I mean, I cannot really underline it with a lot of knowledge because I'm not good on tech, you know. I can just tell you, get a good apex, and at the start it seems that you have different approaches. Then, of course, the things that you've said, this drift here, very vital because you don't drift for a long time. So you want to get as much speed as possible, and then you can see Flyer going to the lead. And then this turn again, you can probably gain so much more time here, which I don't see right now because the times already look super fast. But this part is very important because here, if you go too far to the right, you're dead. If you go too far to the left, you're dead. You want to stay like this. It's so hard, and then go so close there to not get any airtime, and then just bop it in the ending. Go very wide here to get the apex for the ending, and then jump into the finish.
Yeah, and this turn is like super important because it may look very easy to initiate that drift, but in many cases you're gonna fail it somehow. It's gonna be really precise and also very time-based. Like if you did it too soon, just tends too late, most likely you're gonna miss it, especially with high speeds. So that is not an easy map. Map 11 is already, we're getting to the territory of maps that are getting tougher already, just a bit tougher.
Yeah, you can really feel that the campaign is really accelerating. But Kerberos here with a good mixture of line and the ending by going inside but also outside and getting the speed. So of course it sounds contradicting, but a great line from him.
Of course he got just a tiny bit less speed for the finish, but he's also so much closer to the finish.
Yeah.
So that's why his line makes so much sense.
Exactly.
And also for this one, you told about different ways of taking it. So I can actually explain that. There are 3 ways in which you can take this turn, guys. So the first line basically is going basically all-in approach, basically like Flyer did. I don't think it's faster though, because you lose just a tiny bit of speed for the exit. That would be the best if finish was pretty near. So that line is not the best line here, I think.
So
actually,
what line are you talking about? This one here or?
Yeah, exactly. The one in the start. I think you don't want to stick too much to the left. I think that would be kind of a mistake. I think you want to basically not be too much to the right and also not be too much to the left. Somewhere on the left part of the white thingy there in the middle. That would mean like Kerberos did. I think it was Kerberos. Something like his line. Yeah, like the...
This one here.
Yeah, like this line, exactly, like him. He did it pretty well. So look at that, we started from the right, drifted just a tiny bit, so maybe a bit less precise. It looks like he has less speed, like he is behind, but he has so much more speed, and he's already, because he didn't took it to the extreme, he's already gaining it back. And also get more, better approach for the next part, and also he has less speed. So actually, you wouldn't like to normally have less speed, but then it means you need to release less. And of course he needs to release less, he gets more grip, has more speed, and then basically it gives him the victory almost. Of course he needs to know how to handle it. In most cases, I'm sure we all would chalk that, but very nice line by him. Very, very nice line, and that is definitely the super line here.
But I think that
Curious to see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, curious to see about how this map will, what will happen with this map during the season.
Yeah, there's still so many things to like improve on. There's so many different lines on this track from all the players, and I think that we're gonna see like an improvement here. Definitely, of course, there will be a sub 31, which hasn't been broken thus far. I think. Oh, it has actually a .91. I thought that the .31.01 is the WR. But I think that we're gonna see an improvement here. Maybe even a 7x, maybe, with a perfect run. Could be possible, but of course those runs are already sick. But there's still a lot of things that can go different on this map. But of course I'm not a tech expert, but of course we're gonna see a 8x on this map.
Yeah, I definitely think we should definitely be able to see that. Of course, assuming it's only the first week, so much more to go, I definitely hope to see that happening quite soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's pass to the next map, map 12.
Yeah, map number 12. So and also I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Oh, not 13. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, so don't worry. And what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do map number 16 to 25 on Saturday.
Yeah, and those are the real meat kind of maps. You know, the maps that are getting really tough. The maps where players are always like, I can stand this. This is so annoying. I can get order medal. What are the tips to get this one? So yeah, we'll actually cover the tips if you want to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Oh, 12 is that map. Okay, okay.
It's ice, yeah. And I actually like this map. So ice start again, very important to not steer as much as possible. Get yourself a good approach. Good amount of speed is required there. So let me go into this one. And then here, of course, stay as much left as possible. Exit to the right, that you don't get skids and also get the best approach here and the most amount of speed. That is important. Well, of course, it's full speed, so it's for the players who can do it the best. But of course, still, there's the ice section coming up here. So there are two important ice sections. And of course, again, rule number 1 on ice, steer as little as possible. And players are just doing that. Then go into that approach. Don't jump into a drift. Get a little bit of an SD there that you actually get from it, because you're so fast. I mean, you can see the speed here. You're above 600 kilometers per hour. So you can do an SD, tap to the left, and let the ice just drive you to the ending. Don't get any airtime, and then finish. So that's the map for me. Maybe you can add some more things, but this map is extremely hard.
Yeah, I can try. Of course, we're getting to harder maps. We're already getting into the mid-blue territory almost. So of course, we're almost halfway through the campaign. And of course, we'll cover the next one, part of it on Saturday. But this already gets pretty tough. And of course, many little tricks here that you should notice. For example, different lines here. You can see Shield Bandit going for the early turn there. That sometimes give you more speed, but of course you need to think about the rest of the map. Also that little dirt bump there near the finish when you basically wanna keep yourself as straight as possible, you know, not tilting much, keeping the speed for the ice. Again, like Turbo said, not over tilting on ice, that's never a good idea. Basically barely steering there if any, getting a good starting point so that you have a nice exit speed, sliding your way to victory and to the finish, of course.
So actually, one thing where Shield Bandit was gaining a lot of time is an ice wiggle in the ending. So you can see it here, he's steering, he's like not steering at all, but now he starts gently steering to the left, gently steering to the right, and look how much speed he gains with that.
Yes, I think he overtook the second place there.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, 1 point for me. Okay, that looks nice, indeed. But he actually got an unfortunate start, if I can recall. Yeah. Compared to Shadow Crancer and the top guy there. By the way, SCHR is actually Shadow Crancer, for those of you who didn't know.
Okay. I see. And also Hering mit Senf. Thanks for your follow. Oh man, what a name. But yeah, I mean, on this map, minimize your skid marks, go for wiggles, and also Muda went for a different line in the tube. Let's see where he is ending up, actually. So he lost a lot of time with that line, but got a good SD here, actually. but you hardly can see that. But again, some wiggles, as you were saying beforehand, you can do that there. But this map is very precise. But I think if you hunt it, you will just nail it, right?
Yeah, Mad actually did a pretty strong lander. A small mistake from him by the finish, but of course it's only the first week. I assume he's gonna come back really strong, you know, in the next parts of the season. A small, of course, in the ice part, the most important thing, like we said, is less steering, but also, of course, holding your line and not jumping when you get to the ice, these little ice walls. So here he does it perfectly, but near the end you could see a little bump there in the ice. Like you can see after this little bump here, which is of course a must. Here he basically had a little airtime. It's very small. It's tough to see and notice that, but he lost quite some time with that. So of course, I guess he's gonna improve for the rest of the season, gaining some stronger pace. But yeah, some nice times like always, very early on. Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. And let's go to the next one. This is still Voodoo Magic for me, but we're probably gonna see some development on this map. Okay, let's go to the third last map of the day. Oh, not autosaves. Oh, I clicked autosaves. Let's go to map number 13.
Or a beginner's nightmare, if you'd like to call it like that, because of the start. That start here is terrible, basically, in terms of consistency.
Yeah, but actually my best campaign map, and it's more of a tech map. But there are so many things to talk about. I mean, I have top 100 here, so not a good time, but a very tech-heavy map. So start, as you said, it's very inconsistent. You want to jump to skip that part, but you can easily clip there, or just get a slowdown and clip, or get a or clip it and don't get a slowdown. Both things are possible. Then, of course, go for a very, very good apex. And let's go ahead into the next part of this. The left-hander here. I thought actually you want to go to the right here to don't drift, but you want to go for the inside line and just tap brake. Then do this part and then the ending. Oh, the ending is so hard, Raysta.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's actually a map that is pretty rare. You don't see many maps like this. First of all, it doesn't look like it has flow. It does have some flow, but of course only if you know exactly the correct lines, what to go for, and that's extremely tough, especially when you just start out with this map. Doesn't look like that easy to see. And also this line, he definitely drifted too much. Hugo is going for a completely different line. All players going for the inside polder, which is like the left pole. Very important to do, so that you have more exit speed. Then Hugo has more exit speed, so that's actually kind of bad, because now he's gonna lose some of it. Kind of an awkward speed to the finish, but he has more control because of that, and snipes the victory right before the finish. Very nicely done.
The ending can also be very hard, so you can see Hugo with a lot of speed. So again, you want to minimize jumping, and usually jump from a high or from a... yeah, not from a complete direct approach here. Maybe you can find that here. So you can see Hugo is jumping like diagonal into the slope here and minimizing airtime as much as possible. Then he gets just a good amount of speed for this part. But of course the others got a little bit better start. Then a good drift from Hugo though. And yeah, then the ending, as you said, Hugo has a little bit of an awkward line here going into that one, but his ending was insane. Now here, of course, you want to not get any airtime, so let's actually go into Patrose's POV. Oh, well, he's a little bit further behind. Let's go to Piranha. But you can see, you can lose so much time here, but Hugo with a great ending. So I think that's it on this map. It's not easy. You can gain so much time here, but you can also lose by just getting one bad approach on this one.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know who is top 2 here. I guess it's number 4 in your target list.
Nexo,
but I think Nexo, that makes complete sense. Another sick tech player, especially on sausage maps. Proved himself a lot. And you can see him getting closer and closer back to Hugo near the finish. And also exactly near the finish, like in the very last turn. The jump to the last turn, you can see that. And risking a lot the final turn, but it's too late. It's too late right now, it's not gonna be enough. I think it's only a question of time, a matter of time, until this will be beaten.
Yep, I think so as well.
But actually, the superior line at the start by Hugo is so far, you know, after everyone, and then he basically risks everything, gets so much more speed, completes this with amazing amount of speed. He's so much in front. Ending was bad though. Until here is the best. Here he starts making small mistakes, letting everyone get closer to him just a bit every corner. Still though, holding it strong and very, very nicely done by him. Very nicely done.
Yeah, looking good here. So let's actually go to the next map because I think we're gonna see improvements on this map definitely. Take a look into the gaps. It's 86 versus 61, so 0.25, quarter of a second. And yeah, for the people who don't know who Raystar is one of the best stadium players. To just give you guys in perspective, I think you were first or second in fall 2020, right? Or
yeah, unfortunate second place on summer and fall.
Okay, but yeah,
coming to correct it this season probably, hopefully at least.
Yeah, so he's definitely better than me. Of course, I have knowledge, but he is able to translate the knowledge into the runs. And right now, he's also, I think, top 3 or top 2 in the campaign. Or are you even first?
Currently top 3. Currently top 3,
Okay.
but we'll work it up. We'll work it up slowly but surely, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm also gonna hunt it a little bit more, so my goal is to get into the top 100, but the maps suit me way better this time. So we're gonna see where we end up. So let's go to the next one, and also make sure to follow him on Twitch, Raystar's Club. So he is also streaming very, very often, so make sure to give him a follow.
Yo, thanks, and of course keep your follow for Turbo as well.
Yeah, all good.
Kind and knowledgeable streamer.
Yeah.
That's a tough word to pronounce, I gotta admit, knowledgeable.
I mean,
but yeah.
The good thing for me is that I have so much experience in Trackmania, and that's also what my cast is really, yeah, like capitalizing from, that I am able to understand what is happening, you know. Okay, let's go to the next one. Map number 14, a map that I don't really like, to be honest. A lot of grass though. It should actually be one of my favorite maps. But yeah, it's tech grass map, let's say like that, and also you want to negotiate with yourself how much you want to go over penalty grass or not. But look at that.
I think it's a pretty great map. Of course, someone should probably tell Nadeo at this point to not place grass blocks over the start, so that keyboard players can actually make the start. Other than that though, pretty nicely done map. I like it. As Turbo said, you know, kind of a grass taking map. This player, Sapi, lost a bit of pace at the start. That's kind of unfortunate. Actually, looking at it now, I think that's one of the easier maps to hunt. Looking on this, that looks like an easier map to be at the top, guys, because this looks very not optimized whatsoever so far compared to any of the other maps. So, guys, if you want an easy, not easy, but some possible improvement on some map, I think that is the potential for you. That map is definitely potential.
I think so as well. I mean, just taking a look, the start was very, very, yeah, like, let's not say equal, but I mean, the top 3 is looking good, but then we have Sapi and also, who was that? Someone else falling behind, but then here, look at the gaps here. That is absolutely insane how huge the gaps get after this part. So
yeah, and Botaker with such a superior line going down so early, knowing that, of course, is like in his mind, okay, I'm gonna lose speed and then I'm gonna take everything back plus more, knowing that it's pretty strong line there. And also in this turn, if you're gonna continue this, he's gone so close to the corners there, so precise, giving him extreme speed over the exit. Very nicely done by him.
Yeah, so
also
different.
didn't train it in the last part, in the jump to the pool, basically.
So different lines here. We have the outside pole line that is Rotaker going for, and the inside line. The outside line, of course, you have to steer way more on this part. Like, way more. You can see it here, and he also touches it there. But it gives him a good alignment over this part, because you have to slow down anyway. And I think that this line from a Rotaker, not the camera here, the camera is a bit weird, is good. But of course everyone is coming back at the ending, and then someone completely losing it in the ending. I think that was Marsley. So let's take a look. Let's see how much he loses. He's on 3rd position. Look how much he loses with the water bounce. Look at that.
I actually didn't see that, you know? Let's see.
Aye.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. You know, this physics in the game. Motor is something else. But actually, guys, one little difference to what I said before of that being a super easy map. Again, of course, not entirely true though, because the start is not that easy for keyboard, and also not that easy even for pad. because basically that steering there is pretty tough to understand exactly what you need to do. And the player that was like after everyone there still have a great pace. It looks like a bad pace compared to the top player, but of course it's not easy to do. That's not easy to do, boys.
Yeah, just play against Road Taker's Ghost, and you will know that this will be a hard nut to crack. So his time is already very good, but of course not optimized. There's still some time that he can gain if we just sum it up here, but still this time is very strong. But concerning all the things that you can gain and lose time, yeah, you can improve here and maybe even get yourself a sub 34 time here.
Yeah, perhaps, and that looks is one of the better trucks in the campaign. I think I love this one. I will definitely enjoy hunting this one a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually play that one as well. But let's go to the next one. Let's go to the last map that we are covering today. Which
yeah,
is
and also a tough one to get the other medal on. For many players I talked to. Last truck on the blue category.
15. Confirm. Yeah. Let's go.
And another remake, by the way.
Yep. 4th remake already, right?
Yeah, 4th remake indeed.
Oh man, this one is not easy. But we see a lot of we see Tal here behind Javi Flyer, then Nexo, Hugo, and Piranha in the top 5.
Yeah, strong map, strong world record as well. Actually, that's not gonna be easy to beat. Also, if you look at the top 2, well, actually, I'm not gonna spoil it too early. I think you're gonna see it soon. But have a close look later, Turbo, on the top 2. You're gonna see something very interesting in the end. Don't wanna reveal it too soon, guys.
Okay, so no drift here. Important to know. No drift. You wanna release?
Yeah, I lost a lot of speed until this part, so here I decided to come back strong. Of course, it's too late, but I did come back somewhat okay. That was really precise though for me, so. Gained some here, and then my finish was like, you know, it wasn't that good, but at least still somewhat hold my position, almost.
What? What was that? Dude, what the hell was that?
Talking about my replay or
You what?
Yeah, I almost got out of the map. I actually have a YouTube clip about this. When I actually get out of the map on the last available turn there. So unfortunate, but it actually happened. I don't know who puts water on the very last blocks. That's a pretty bad decision in my opinion. But yeah, who knows, man.
Okay, so
I think you should have a closer look on the top 2.
Yeah, wait.
That's gonna be insane.
So this one is very precise, but you have to neo this turn here, right? Or do you
it's not exactly neo because you do have the speed.
Okay,
but
yeah.
you wanna get it from the outside. You wanna get it from the outside, get as much speed as possible, you know, and also to make sure you can actually do it and pass the turn. You wanna be really precise exactly here, and yeah, get some nice speed. Of course, it could be better still than first place here. It's not top pace yet, but now I think you should move to top 2. Yeah, now have a look at the finish. You're gonna be mind blown. Exactly, man. Exactly. That snipe of the year, man. Snipe of the year. What the fuck? I was so mind blown to see this.
So because it was Hugo who just touched there and slowed down by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to say the least.
That's why
Piranha he was definitely ahead, having the upper hand until this.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so close though. Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
But yeah, hard map. This is definitely a good way to end off the blue campaign, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you really want to go here for using all of your space. Beautifully done by Hugo here. Actually going right pole. I didn't notice that before. That's interesting. So that he can take a hard left, control his car a lot. Very nicely done by him.
But yeah, the rotor makes it very randomized in the ending. I agree with that.
Nice skill map, nice remake of DO4 by the way. I don't think we said it, so that's DO4 guys. And yeah, nice way to finish not the campaign, but the blue tracks. And of course, the next tracks are gonna be much tougher. If you consider this one tough, take it even a bit further than that.
Yeah, but we're gonna cover them on Saturday. So thank you, Tal, for giving us the rundown here. I mean, it was longer than expected, actually. But
yeah,
I
just
think
a bit.
I think that we did a great job of doing that. So if you have any things in the comments or anywhere to add, make sure to hit us up. But we're gonna do that now and maybe even at the end of the campaign and also other campaigns, because I think that's a great idea. Also make sure to follow Raystyle on Twitch and also on YouTube. His channel is in the description below. And also you can give him a shout out here on my Twitch channel. So there you go. Make sure to follow him. He's also streaming. He's usually world record hunting or just also doing some Trackmania shenanigans.
Yeah, thank you. And I guess Trackmania shenanigans would sum this up as I bonk my way to victory or fails, whatever faster. But yeah, thank you, and we should definitely do some more of this. I enjoy it, you enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well.
It's great.
Yeah.
Also that we are learning something about the maps. Let's take the outside pole there or something like that. It's always good to have something. That is always nice.
True, and so much to learn, so much to improve. Yeah, we should definitely do some more. But yeah, thank you, and have a nice, I assume you can keep on streaming. Have a nice rest of the stream.
Yo, thank you.
I'm gonna start soon too.
Okay, so guys, make sure to give him a follow. He's also streaming, so give him a follow. And I will see you, yeah, on Saturday.
Okay, see you there.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dude, I just ended the call with Tal. And you guys are rating me. Yo, what's up? Yo, thank you so much. Mr. Shengar. Shengedi Shengar with the raid. What a time.